And welcome to episode 4 of Culture Build, where today we're going to take on trying to finish Duergar. Tonight we have one person, and that is our lovable Will, who plays Grandpa, as you're very well aware.
Yeah, Duergar.
Yeah. Alright. So, things we need to get done still. We need to do how the theocracy works and how they raise their children. And I feel like there's a couple things we could probably slap in there if we think of... Oh, yeah, and their exports as well.
Okay. So, what of the theocracy do we have left?
We don't have any of the government section of it yet. We do have the religion part. We basically just have who Balkana is, and Siomen. I forgot how we say that was pronounced because I don't just want to say Simone.
I want to say it was like Simon or Simon.
Siomen. Fuck, nope, we're not saying it out. That came out of my mouth. Was like, nope, that's not how we're gonna pronounce that word.
To be honest, when you guys were naming it last time, that's what I was thinking, and I was like, I'm not gonna say it.
Nope, didn't. I was too much on the Simone train.
Maybe we should put an executive decision. Here is the pronunciation. How we're gonna go like Siomon, like that.
Siomon, yes, like that. Siomon.
So whatever those nerds in the last episode said, they're wrong.
They're wrong now.
Now
it's incorrect. All right.
They didn't put the pronunciation quotes.
Yep. We also have that prayer is done within the first 3 hours of the day by digging and mining, and then after their praying, they go back to their normal lives while the slaves continue to work.
Of course.
So the question becomes: do the slaves work at the same time that they do, or is this the only time they get to? I
would say that's like their only like rest time, which sounds horrible because that means they get to sleep and eat for 3 hours, and then otherwise they're working. But Duergar are not the nicest people. Because, it makes sense if that's kind of like their holy time. They wouldn't want their slaves to be around during their, time.
I say besides sleeping,
Okay, yeah.
Because...
that makes sense.
They would need to sleep. Yeah, they wouldn't be alive anymore.
And to be fair, they do kill the slaves in the end, but they do... definitely let them, live out there, or else, they wouldn't have very many people to work the tunnels.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if they're only working 3 hours a day. So
precisely. All right. So how does their government work?
Well, did we decide if they had like a? Let's see. So we know that the religious leaders are kind of the
upper class,
most powerful. That's why the upper class. But would they have say like a king, or would they have like I feel like this group would have more of like a council of sorts. Maybe a council made up of different like tenets of their religion. Like the most 5 important values or something like that.
Fuck.
What?
My brain was just like a council. Like we need a number. What are the things that they value? My brain was like unity, duty, and destiny.
Those 3 things.
You remember what I'm referencing, right? Please.
It sounds very familiar.
Oh, dude, come on! How can you not remember Bionicle, the Mask of Light?
Oh, yeah. God. I remember. I think I watched that actually with you.
I'm pretty sure, because I made sure to let everybody on the gosh diddly darn planet know that I fucking love the Bionicle movie. Yeah. Like, unabashedly, unironically, I love that fucking movie.
Yeah. So I don't know, what do you think? Do you think they'd be more of, they'd have one central leader? Do you think they'd have multiple?
I think...
they gotta have some kind of ruling force.
Yeah.
Could just be a high priest.
That's true. I do kind of like that council idea, but I also like I don't know. There's like I like both ideas, right? I like the idea that they have accounts, but I also like the idea that it's just one high priest.
Mm-hmm. Because the high priest would make sense if it's like if they're effectively like a prophet, almost like it's
Mm-hmm.
whoever has been selected who has like known that they can talk to their
Mm-hmm.
deity. It would make sense that that would be like their ruling person because it's like heard the voice of God effectively.
Yeah. I like that idea. The one person.
Okay. Do we want them to be
That
because we do have a precedent of prophets with the Siomon with being the original prophet that led the Duergar away from the original dwarves.
mm-hmm.
Um, so maybe there is someone who is selected their by Volcana
Yeah.
effectively to lead
So I would say it'd be each what was I looking for? Not each section, each
like city or
mm, not outcropping. Ah, God, I'm trying to think of the word. Settlement.
settlement. Okay.
Each settlement has a high priest that is in charge. This priest is this priest is selected by copy paste.
Yep.
They're selected by copy paste.
Yep, they are selected by copy paste.
Mm. Greatest of the gods
Exactly. The priest is selected by Volcana
as their
yes
as their chosen servant or as a prophet.
chosen prophet.
Now, how do we designate this?
Only they can see the inscriptions on the golden plate. Just kidding.
At first, I was like, "Oh, did we add something about it, like a golden?" No.
Nope, I was making a joke.
Yeah.
Yo, it looks like Ethan is watching the chat
Oh,
right now.
man.
Because that nerd didn't say he wanted to be in the thing or not. So
Why doesn't he join that nerd?
if he wants to join, he's going to have to tell me. And then I'm going to have to redo all the cameras.
Mm.
Also, Ethan subscribed to our Twitch channel. I see.
Aww.
Now we have
First
two
subscriber.
subscribers.
Oh, 2 subscribers.
Yep, first one was me.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I also have the grandpa oof face. I was gonna say something, and then my brain was like, "No, you're not. You're not gonna say that thing. You're gonna forget what it was." Eastern has a representative. Okay, so yes, cool, awesome. So I feel like that's good for this.
Notes show that they were chosen as by Volcano. Like, do they have like a feature that's like a very clear marking of being Volcano's chosen? Like their eyes cry magma teeth.
That's fucking metal.
It is fucking metal. Duergar, man.
Yeah. What if their eyes?
Ooh. Okay, go ahead. But I got kind of neat.
Okay, so there's no idea. Obviously, we haven't. It's not written in stone.
Yeah.
What if like I like the idea that their eyes look different, right? Like, what if their eyes, the white, I forgot what it's called, the white part, like the scoli, whatever it's fucking called.
The sclera?
Thank you. The sclera or whatever. The white is black, and then their pupils turn red, like magma.
That's pretty cool.
That's an idea. I don't know. What's your idea?
Mine was I was thinking that they maybe something that's like physical, but it's kind of like a smaller thing that's physical, but it's the showing their devotion that they say like they heat up some of the minerals that they find through these tunnels that they create and the ore that they harvest, and they like plunge their both their hands into the ore into this like liquid hot metal, and like then they cool it quickly. And it basically forms this, like, they can no longer use their hands ever again, dig, because they must listen for their god. And so it's a permanent like effectively iron, let's say, encasing around their arms.
I like the idea that they encase their arms in magma, but what if
Not
instead of
magma, like melted liquid. That they cool.
yeah. Okay, then my brain automatically influenced what I wanted to kind of do. So okay,
Yeah,
so what if because I like your idea, I just want to tweak it a little bit. What if
Okay.
like they instead of like the minerals, right? Because we keep showing that magma lava, that's a huge part of their religion. What if the high priest, when they're chosen, they dip their hands in, but like basically their hands become like molten rock. Like they can still move them and everything, but it's like molten
so
rock.
it's more of a blessing than a self like infliction kind of thing.
Gosh,
What?
did you hear that? Did you
No,
hear
I
that?
didn't.
So I said they dip their hand in the lava and it becomes like their arms become molten lava, and Libby was like, "That's hot," and I was like, "Gosh, dang it!"
But yeah, if they still have use of their hands, that shows that it is a blessing, something actually given to them by their deity.
Especially that way they would know false prophets because
Because if they dip their hand in the magma, they just lose. Their
they
hands.
just lose their arms. Like
Nice try,
that's
buddy.
what you get, motherfucker, for trying to be an asshole, you little shit.
Yeah.
No
lying
when
to that.
a high priest is chosen, they undergo a excuse me. They undergo a ritual. During this ritual, the
Chosen.
thank you. The chosen better. The chosen. Yeah, I like that idea. The prophet dips their hand in molten.
I'd say both hands.
They dip their hand. Oh yeah, right. Their hands in lava. Just both hands in lava. When
If they float, they're a witch.
yeah, if they float, they're a witch. When this, after
You could just say if
after
they're
dipping their hands into water to cool them, their hands have become molten rock. They retain all use of their hands.
and then say this process is both
Metal.
so metal
Motherfucker.
as well as a way to not prove, but a way to basically, I'm trying to say to show between the true prophets and deceivers. It's a way
As well as a way to
discern. Yeah, discern.
yeah.
True prophets from deceivers. As false prophets would simply have appendages burned away.
I like this. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
Yo, because
Yeah.
like one of the things that Ethan was talking about, like when we were working on Wood Elves together, was like the thing that he liked about all the other races we've done so far is that like it allows a player to like, that's fucking cool as shit, and kind of go off something. And
Like
like, can you imagine like a Duergar cleric, right? A player playing a Duergar cleric where their hands are magma.
yeah, that's true.
Like that's
That's
fucking
pretty
rad as
fucking metal.
shit.
Yeah, And I could also see like a party like going to a Duergar camp, like maybe they all have like disguised self or something, and then they somehow get into this process where it's like, you said you're a prophet, time to dip your hands in the magma.
Exactly.
You're like, oh shit. You want us to do what?
Exactly. Yo, oh my god, I fucking love this. I love this. I'm glad I thought of it. I'm just kidding. So I like working on things like this with you guys because you guys come up with like ideas that either allow me to tweak it or me to go like, fuck yeah, that's rad as shit. We're doing it.
That's what brainstorming and think tanks is all about.
Precisely.
All right, so we got that, and then that also takes care of who the. Did we mention that the high priest is specifically the leader of the settlement?
Each settlement has a high priest that is in charge. Literally the first sentence right there.
Well, like in charge of everything?
That is in charge of said settlement. Like
yeah, or just like
said.
that. Maybe that like rules the day-to-day affairs of a settlement or something.
Yes, I like that.
Or like sets
high
the laws.
That.
The settlement.
What'd you say? Fuck! I like had it in my head. The second I started typing.
You can say either sets the laws of the settlement or rules over the day-to-day activities of the settlement.
Over the. Well, I mean, they would roll over the entirety of the settlement.
Yeah, so yeah, you could just say over the entirety of the settlement.
Each settlement has a high priest that rules over the entirety of it. Because I feel saying just the settlement again is just kind of.
You could say that I feel like there's a better way to say this.
Yeah, right. How about
priest that oversees law?
I know, I got it. Just as a baron or duke rules over a people, so does a high priest to their settlement. Cool. How about that? Does that sound a lot better?
Yeah, good. What else would it? I'm just gonna say right over there. Settlement. All right, so I think that's good, and that takes care of the highest law and order of the people.
Exactly. So knowing this, knowing what we know of the Duergar, how do they raise their spawn?
The children. The children.
Yes, I thought you said the shieldren. I was like, what?
Yep, they call children shieldren because they shield them from the magma. Oh, it splashed a little child.
Splash zone. Holds him up. Well, obviously, as we're very well aware now, that Duergar are zealots, right?
Yep. I would say a lot of it probably has to do with like storytelling. I would think.
In what way?
Well, if they're zealots and they have this huge thing based around their god, the best way to like teach stories in, like religion is usually through stories of like things in the past and whatnot.
I don't know. I don't know if stories of the past would work.
You don't think so?
Nah, I mean, just not in this setting. Like, not with just Duergar, right? Because I feel like Duergars are so like zealotrous that I don't know if they'd be like. And then little Jimmy went to the well and saw the coin and went after it and fell in. And the lesson is, if you are greedy, you'll die. It's like that's not the type. I don't think. I think they're more like, and then Volcano created the world. And
that's still kind of story.
I know, but it's kind of different though, right?
Okay.
Like, oh shit, what's the fucking, yeah, there's an actual, like, word for this, like, the thing that, like, Jesus said, right? They're not just called stories, they actually had, like, a specific name. I'm trying to remember what it's called.
Is it like Psalms?
No. No, not Psalms. It's like they had a word, and, like, I feel like it's close to parable, but it's not. Google machines. What were the stories that Jesus
Because it
told?
looks like it is a parable. A simple story used to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson.
Oh my god, it is a parable. I don't know. I just thought that was wrong. Yeah.
Isn't
Huh.
that what I was saying though? Because it says it's a succinct didactic story or prose that illustrates one or more instructive lessons or principles. It differs from a fable in that fables employ animals, plants, and inanimate objects, whereas parables have human characters.
I guess you're right. I don't know. I don't.
They do it via shadow puppetry from the light of the magma.
Um. And then Volcanus said, "Let there be light," as fire spewed from the earth. um.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, I think I got it. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna keep your parables. So
What do you got?
parables of Naos. Parables of um.
You know what they could do is uh you know those old like um I know there were like comic strips that did this, and then there's also been like different it's like an old like cartoon thing. So like back Charles Schultz who did like Peanuts and stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
when he was in the military, he did these like if you're a good soldier, you do this thing. If you're a bad soldier, you don't, you do this thing incorrectly. But they could do like Duergar and then like original dwarves. Like original dwarves would do this. Duergar.
Yeah, I like that. So parables.
Basically, the hard
comparing-
comparison between
Yeah.
dwarves and
Yeah,
Duergar.
parables comparing the dwarves and Duergar. I just realized I misspelled Duergar in the title of the stream. I just literally just thought of that. Like I looked up,
Nice.
saw how I spelled up there, and I was like, "That is not how I spelled that in the title." Oh well, it
Perfect.
is like that forever now. Parable comparing the dwarves and Duergar.
Can you not change it on the fly?
Often, I mean, I can, but then the whole stream will see the whole setup. So,
Uh,
parables comparing the dwarves and Duergar are often told to children, not children, children.
children.
Parables comparing the dwarves and Duergar are often told to children to teach them that the heretical ways of the dwarves are incorrect. Only the light of Volcana will save them from eternal damnation. How's that? I mean, obviously, we're going to put more in there, but
Yeah. Is there anything else about the raising of children that we have besides just the original, like
Nope,
little
that
lessons
was-
they have? Or
that's literally what we wrote down is all we have about raising children.
Yeah, I was saying like we do want to expand on it more though.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, I thought you were saying like, did we already write some more down? And I was like, no.
No, no.
Um, what if?
Like, how many kids do Duergar usually have? Are children common? Is it like a rare thing to have a child for the Duergar?
How often do?
Also, how
How
long do
long?
they
I was gonna say, how
live?
long do Duergar live for? Mordenkainen's your way over there. I can't reach it. It's too far. Let's find out. I'm gonna do it really quickly. Just get there really fast. Mordenkainen's UFOs.
I would imagine as long as
Probably as long as dwarves do usually.
yeah, probably.
But dwarves live to like what? 500, I think.
Uh,
I don't remember.
you look at my handy dandy player's handbook.
Ooh, fancy.
Dwarf. Dwarf.
Let's
You can
see.
say in here how long
Do a
dwarves
good
can
characters
be
picture.
more than 400 years old.
Wow, really? More than 400. So that
Yeah.
means turtles live longer than dwarves.
Hey,
Well, at least
yeah,
our turtles do.
that's you damn right they do.
Because like I just did not agree with the fact that.
Dwarves. Okay, they live about 350 years. Actually, is what it says.
All right, so Duergar. It doesn't. Huh. Oh, you know why? Because they're just a sub race.
Yeah, so I would say pretty much same as dwarves.
So 350, you said?
Yeah,
So yeah, they
prox
live.
average. Some live older, but
I would say maybe like one or two kids at a time. I would say
okay.
literally just enough to kind of keep the population like stable or just
Yeah.
steadily growing.
And then is it common for them to have kids, or are there like very few kids every so often, or is it pretty common that every like you know family will have a chillin'?
I think this part will be under norms in daily life, not just raising children. I
Mm-hmm.
would say Duergar families have on average 1 to 2 children at a time. This makes them uncommon but not rare to see. That makes sense, right?
Yeah. And then I guess the other question is like, is it like a family system, or do they only just like, made to have kids, and then, you know, as part of the raising of the children, do they all the children just like go into this grouping of like, here's all the children, time to teach the children, or do they like stay in family groupings?
I'd say probably stay in family groupings,
Okay.
except to go to oh god, my brain does, because I don't have my entire calendar memorized off the top of my head. I was about to say Sunday school, but we play Sunday with
What is Sunday?
the Sunday. I think it's Sarenma. Because I wanted Saren Ray to be the Sunday.
Oh my god.
So I think Sarenma is Sunday. So go to Sarenma school.
Sarenma school. Oh my
Sarenma
god, it
school.
even sounds like
I feel like they get lessons from like a priest about about scripture, but everything else they get taught by their families.
okay.
So while parents teach most lessons to their children, the scripture and other holy lessons are taught by a priest of Volcano. This ensures two different ensures. This ensures that the lessons are as accurate as possible. That's it. Our lessons are accurate as possible.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of.
Yeah. I mean, what else does it take to raise children?
You just teach them, make sure they don't die, and then you send them off into the world.
Yeah. Sure to give them as much scripture as possible, and
Exactly.
then they gotta eat some stuff, I guess.
If they use the left hand, they get a paddling.
No children are allowed to touch the golden mask.
Else they get a whipping.
Yep.
You said that, right? So there's a church in Against the Cult of Reptile God, which is a module from AD&D, right?
Mm.
And there's like golden statues of like fruit and shit, right? Like I don't know why it's like fruits and vegetables, but they're like golden statues or whatever. And so the god in that is called Murica. I'm not even joking. It's spelled exactly the same way too. Murica. I read that like because I was kind of like going through it a little bit, like kind of skimming through like before I like bought it to run. And then as I was running it, I like got to the sentence where it said what the god's name was, and I was like, I can't. I don't know if I can say this out loud. And my players were like, just say it. It's fine. I bet it's nothing. I went, the goddess Murica. And they're like, Murica! Fuck yeah! I was like, I knew it. That was going to happen. I can't think of what other things children need, personally. Pull up.
I mean, how do they play?
Somewhere.
Do they play? Are they allowed play?
I would assume that they're probably allowed to play every once in a while, but they're mostly, like learning to be zealots, basically. Though children are allowed free time to play with others, most of their time is spent either learning like trades from their parents or the ways of zealotry. Yep.
Alright, I think that's probably good for the children.
Yeah, I agree. That's good for the children. I'm just trying to like look at what else we might need to do. Oh, so we need to do exports. So, they have their glass blowing stuff. So probably like, intricate glass statues or like really nice
glassware.
Yeah. Because of the art of glass blowing when Duergar not D. No, fuck, it's a Dio. Shit.
Dio.
Dio. When Duergar do decide to trade with others, it is usually glass statues and
Just other
types
glassware.
of glassware.
Maybe like practical glassware.
Yeah.
Cup. I don't know.
Types
Candle
of practical
holders.
glassware. The practicality does not prevent it from looking
Bomb as hell.
beautiful.
Oh, yeah. They're beautiful. It can't be metal, Adam. It's glass.
Looking. So, are you like me, where when you type out or spell beautiful, you spell it in your head beautiful because of Bruce Almighty?
And that's also just how I was like hot in school when I was little. I
Really?
don't know why. Yeah.
That's not how I was taught. I was taught like
think
it's
it's
spelled
basically-
beautiful, but the movie was like, yep, that's how I'm going to remember this word forever.
I think the idea was that like if you can get the kid past the more confusing part with the BAU,
Yep.
if you can't
The
like
rest of it's
sound out, like they got the rest.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think they would have any other exports because, like,
Yeah.
people that they like take and have working in the tunnels are too important to them, so they wouldn't
Yeah.
like sell.
Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't sell the slaves.
They wouldn't sell the things that they mine from the tunnels because that's also considered holy to them.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a pretty self-contained economy since they have readily available food with all the creatures that lurk in the Underdark.
Plus the
And,
mushrooms too. Yeah.
Yeah. So their import and export probably isn't exactly robust, especially if they are, I would imagine, pretty paranoid of other outside species or races or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said in the last episode, like they're basically just like, you don't fuck with us, we won't fuck with you, but stay
Yeah.
the fuck away.
Pretty much.
I'm trying to think what else other than language, which is just like literally just a dialect of Dwarvish.
Hmm.
Food doesn't need to be that robust.
Yeah, the food is whatever they hunt in the Underdark, right?
Mhm, yeah, and mushrooms.
Yeah, we got that. Mushrooms, yeah.
Raising
Yeah, they're-
children.
Alcohol made of fermented mushrooms would probably taste horrible.
Probably, I would imagine. I don't know what else we would need.
For the... Do they use gold as a currency, or would you say they do mostly trade? I think that's the only other thing I can kind of think of. 'Cause I feel like they don't have much of a use
I don't see why they would use gold,
purchase.
being as they are, like, they're so self-sustaining and they kind of keep
Yeah.
themselves most of the time. So I would say they would probably trade. They'd probably trade in either goods and services or slaves.
Yeah.
So that would go under norms in daily life.
Yeah, I was looking down at the natural resources that gives them value section under imports.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause there's a thing to track currency, question mark.
Yes, since Duergar are self-sustaining and because they don't like working with others, they do not use gold or other types of currency. Instead, they trade in goods, services, or slaves.
Yep.
Yeah, because they wouldn't want to mint gold. They'd use that for like jewelry and shit. Like what we have over in the way they dress.
Yeah.
They'd probably use that for jewelry or
And
or,
so,
or
like,
the
so, like,
fucking metal, the fucking metal-ish shit armor.
yeah. Because anything that they would create that isn't like glass would be fine to give away, but like anything made of metal, they would not want to sell because it came from their god. So
Exactly. Did we ever write down that paladins wear gold armor? I feel like we did, but I can't see it.
did we?
I could have sworn we did.
Yeah.
Paladins
Under
of Volcano wear armor and wear weapons made of gold. Yep.
It's incredibly impractical, but it's so cool.
It's fucking cool as shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Some player somewhere down the line is gonna be like, gold is really bad as armor, and I'll be like, yeah, but this is the world of magic, so fuck you.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else to do for the Duergar.
Yeah. Like we have a language section, but it's
Yeah, but that's basically just gonna be a
like
just how we're gonna differentiate like that from like this.
Dwarvish.
Yeah, like this.
Do they speak Do they speak Duergar, or do they speak like Undercommon?
They speak Dwarvish and Undercommon.
Okay.
This dialect of Dwarvish is. Then we just need basically to know what this dialect Dwarvish, like how it differentiates itself from like normal Dwarvish.
It's hard to say. Like I imagine it would just be like it'd be almost like kind of like a mix. Like it. I would imagine that they would have a lot of their Dwarvish would have their like root words in Dwarvish, but it would be like mostly like Undercommon, if that makes sense. Like how we have like words that derive from Latin words as root words. So the root words for Dwarvish or for Duergar speak, I guess, would be Dwarvish,
Mm-hmm.
but probably wouldn't keep the entirety of the words over years and years of living in the Underdark and having Undercommon. Probably, I imagine Undercommon is probably more widely spoken, especially if they meet with other Undercommon
I got
races.
it. Okay, I have an idea. Based off your thing. I am basing it off your thing. So what if, okay, so before I type it, so what if like you said, they use Undercommon most now.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought process is what if like Undercommon is the language of the common people and Dwarvish is the language of like the holy people. Like they still speak Undercommon too as well, but all the scriptures are in Dwarvish. So,
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, so through the centuries of living in the Underdark, Duergar have taken to speaking Undercommon more often than Dwarvish. This in turn has I can't type today. This in turn has made Undercommon the language of the common folk. However, the priests
And other holy leaders.
and other holy leaders still speak and read in Dwarvish, since all scriptures were written God, how am I trying to phrase this? Since all scriptures were written, I'm trying to like say since all scriptures were written centuries ago, but I don't want to say centuries ago again because that, or centuries, because that's just were written so long ago.
Yeah, you could say like since all original scriptures were written in that original
Yes, I
time.
like that. Yeah, you're right. That's a better idea. Since all original scriptures were written in that tongue, they must
Like continue to adhere to those traditions, maybe.
to. I heard a kitty.
Yeah, he's being.
They must continue to adhere to the tradition of learning language.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's so neat. That like only certain people speak Dwarvish still, and most people speak Undercommon. I actually like that quite a bit. It makes it very interesting.
I like it. I think that is good.
Yeah, and I can't think of anything else we need to write down.
Yeah, I think we got quite a
We
bit
got
on Duergar.
3 pages on Duergar. Let me think. I'm just trying to think. I don't want to be like, and we're done because like, just, the second we're like we're done, we'll close it up and we're like, oh no, this is we need to talk about this. So let me think. God, what else? Fucking holidays. Jesus Christ. What kind of holidays do Duergars have?
I mean, they would definitely have one of their holidays would probably be like whatever day I suppose that they like first broke into the earth, or the day that they separated from the dwarves, the original like split, because that would be like the day of first hearing their god and going away from the heretical nature of the other dwarves that did not believe.
Such as what we should give that day a title. Because obviously we can't just like they wouldn't call it the day we split from the
Yeah,
dwarves.
a name.
It would have a name. What if they call it?
You do Seoman Severance.
So Severance Day?
Sure.
Or how about such as the day of severance?
Yeah. Good.
That sounds a lot better. When Control C. When Simon
led a sect of dwarves.
Now let's say separated them from the heretical dwarves. And days recognizing their saints.
And I would say that the way that you observe this holiday is by like it's ironically also the favorite day of the slaves because it is the day of like 24-hour of mining by all the people.
Yeah, I like it.
And that is actually, and in turn, that makes it 24 hours of rest for the slaves.
Yep. The day of severance is loved by all, including the slaves. This is because the Duergar mine and dig for 24 hours straight. This in turn gives the slaves a day of rest. I like this holiday. I mean, like, I find it interesting, not like...
Yeah. Everybody loves it. It's the best holiday.
It's the best holiday.
For two very different reasons.
Yeah. Yo, I just, like, had an idea, like, it's just a thought of, like, you know, everyone in the settlement being like, it's almost Severance Day, like, everyone being happy, and then the slaves being like, yo, it's almost Severance Day, brah. Everyone's like, it's almost Severance Day, and everyone's like, yes, Severance Day is the best, and, like, the Duergar are like, yes, clearly the slaves know that this is the best day because of
The
this
holiest
holiest of days. And then the slaves are like, no, it's because we get the fucking nap for, like,
I'm going to take the longest nap. I'm going to nap all Severance Day.
yeah, all Severance Day. Yo, we should play this new game called Bunions and Flagons. One of the other slaves brought it in the other day. Bunions and Flagons.
Mm.
Oh, you never saw the Travis one shot where it was Grog doing a one shot for a group of
No,
Vox Machina. Oh my god, it's amazing. And it takes place before the end too, so you can watch it. I don't think they spoil too much. I don't think. I'd have to rewatch it. But anyway, besides the point.
Any other holidays that would make sense for this culture to have?
I said recognizing saints.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do anything too special for that.
I don't think so. It'd probably be just like they're, you know, given gifts by other kind of like higher up families or something. Something to show appreciation or something.
How about an example of a saint's holiday? The saint of, not giving, the saint of, I'm trying to think what makes sense to be like I like the idea of the holy ones giving gifts to the common folk.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to think of like a...
Of generosity. No. Doesn't sound right. Saint of...
Like there's a specific saint that does this, or...
They're just like, this person is saint of this, and because of since they're saint of this, the holy people give gifts to the common folk. Like, they don't have to be like big gifts, right? It's not like Christmas where people go like, yes, all the gifts. It can be like, here's a fucking ruby, and they're like, yes, thank you.
Yeah. Kick it.
Saint of creation. No. Because I don't. I was trying not. Cause I don't want this one to make sense for the saint of forge, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, Saint of the Forge could be one that's important.
Yeah, but I'm trying to come up with one that they give gifts for. Or at least a holiday we can come up with for a specific saint. By having people create. How's that? Example of Saint's holiday. The Saint of the Forge has their celebration by having people create.
Mm-hmm. Maybe create and then exchange their creations or something.
Create.
Just to kind of spread.
Yep. And then exchange. Exchange them. This shows that I got to copy paste Volcana again because I copy paste is Simon. This shows that Volcana can be generous through the acts of people. Acts, not act. So about that.
Oh. Yeah, I like it.
All right. I think that's good. Because I literally now I don't have that feeling of we're missing something.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got the holidays in there, which I think are good, and I think that's good. We have a lot on religion. I think religion.
That is their center post of their
That's
culture,
fair.
so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Religion and norms have the most in it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think we're done with Duergar.
Woo-hoo.
I already know which ones I want to do. Which race I want to do next. Which culture I want to do next.
Let's give chat a sneak peek. What would that be?
That is going to be. I don't think they don't. Chat doesn't know what these are. So I'm making, I should say, my own race. That's going to be in Tottenham.
Ooh.
You know the race already.
I do.
It is.
In fact, I said ooh.
Yeah. It is. They're pronounced. The Cimmerian. They're monkey people. It's spelled Simaran.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Because it sounds like Simeon. That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yep.
Yep. I know. I just have to explain my dumb line of thinking. So.
Amazing.
All right. So yeah, I think that's all. So I hope everyone has a wonderful evening, or whenever you watch this. Hope you have a wonderful insert this time of the day. We will see you. Let's see. Next session is the 30th.
Woohoo!
And then, as a sneak peek to people who watch these as well, we're gonna have another session directly the next week. So we're gonna be switching to. We're not doing every week, but we're gonna be switching to a different type of every other week. So we're gonna start on April 6th and then go every other week from there.
Yeah, mostly because it's convenient for most of our players' schedules.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. A lot of people's schedules kind of started changing around that point. So we're like, okay, we're gonna switch it so we can keep playing properly. So until the 30th, which is the day after payday.
Woo!
Yep. I hope all of you have a wonderful time of day. I love all of you. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.